California Custom Knife Show with Rick Wheeler. How you doing, sir?
Howdy.
I'm Stuart.
Rick.
Couldn't help but notice some lovely pieces you have here, some beautiful, beautiful art pieces. And you've given me a brief introduction about what you do. Let me get that logo there. So, Rick, about how long have you been making knives?
About 10 years.
About 10 years now? Where do you hail from?
Missoula, Montana.
Missoula, Montana? Born and raised, or?
Born and raised in the East Bay.
East Bay, California.
Yeah. Oakland side of the bay.
Okay, couldn't help but notice that. And that looks like that has an interesting story.
Well, actually it does. My dad had 13 tattoos and never wanted me to get one. And after he passed away, my brother-in-law got his Raider tattoo, so I went and got mine. And my dad got me because we have not had a winning season since I put this on my...
Since that was installed, you haven't had a winning season for the Raiders.
Nope.
So we could call that the tainted tattoo, or the
Or my dad's last joke on me.
Oh, there you go. Okay, hey, sometimes they give you a little knock on the shoulder. So now, any particular steel that you prefer to use? These are all apparent,
So I started with
art knives. So
I started with ATS 34, but CPM 154 now. And I prefer it. It seems to be a lot cleaner.
say that again. We had the overhead.
I started with ATS 34, but I switched over to CPM 154. It just seems to be a little cleaner.
Okay, and especially for the finish that you're looking for here.
Yeah, and I'm still not quite there, but I'm getting close.
Now, when I first met you here just a few moments ago, there was an interesting story about this particular knife, and I think it has something to do with this knife rug.
No, actually, I had this in this case in my saddlebag, and it came out of my saddlebag and then hit the pavement at 80 miles an hour. Got ran over several times. And now I use it as a demo to show people that these inlays are not near as fragile as they think they are.
Now you've got a chip in the wood here.
Yeah, and it stops right at the inlay.
Right, the inlay does not. Let me hold that still. I'm just gonna. The inlay is not removed or damaged in any way. That I can see.
Yeah. I wouldn't make a habit out of it. I did lose a chip out of that one.
Okay, right there at the fan?
That is a fairly fragile piece because all those red lines are actually cut through the shell, and I backfill with red epoxy. So
now
if it was going to break, that's where it was going to break.
Now the material that you use for your inlay is?
Oh God, there's so many here. This is the crown is white pearl. Her hair is black mother of pearl. The face and chest is gold mother of pearl. This is what they call ablam. It's laminated abalone. This is pawa. This piece is pawa heart. This is a wabi, which is a Japanese abalone. And the red is reconstituted coral.
Coral.
And then
was that coral?
Yeah.
Did you say coral? Okay, just wanted to verify.
And then the centerpiece is what they call sparkle pearl, which is mother of pearl crushed and then reconstituted.
Okay.
And this would probably give you a lot better idea of what a wabi looks like. It's actually probably my favorite. This is a ribbon awabi. They also have a ripple awabi that gives a real ripple effect, like a green ripple abalone. And there's actually a real nice shell down the row here that has some real nice green ripple in it.
So now you cut all of these pieces of material basically to fit into the art design that you want to use.
Right. Basically, every piece, I make the pattern, and then I make like 10 or 15 patterns. because each piece, like the hair, you have to cut the whole piece of that pattern out, so you mess up everything that's around it. So you've got to have
let's
more.
put this here on the table so I get a little bit better shot. But so you're saying now, as an example, the hair.
And anyway, you cut out each piece, and then you put it together like a puzzle.
Right.
And then I take the whole piece and glue it on to the handle with Elmer's glue. And use a couple of clamps and clamp it down and let it set. Then I take a scribe and scribe the outline of the pattern. Pull the pattern off. And then I take like either a bright red or a bright yellow pastel chalk and scrape it with a razor blade till I get enough on there, and then I rub it around, and the chalk will stick into the scribe lines. And then I made a router base for my flex shaft Dremel, and I just put a burr in there and route it out. And just make sure you just route the line out.
Now, out of curiosity, each piece is a one-off or an individual. It's not off of a standard pattern that you use.
No. Each piece I cut with a jeweler saw to fit that pattern.
Okay, so they're basically one-offs each.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've used the same pattern 3 or 4 times, and then that's it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to get stuck doing the same thing over and over.
Right.
I hate production work.
Now, we have some smaller pieces here.
Yeah, those are just paring knives.
Right, just little paring knives.
Something to keep me grinding so I can keep the feel.
A lot of the old boys in food.
It takes so long for me to put it, although I'm getting much quicker now.
And one of the interesting things, the hard sheets.
The more I grind, the better I'm going to get. So I got to make smaller stuff just to keep the feel of the grind.
Really thin stuff.
Yeah, these are just absolutely intricate pieces of art.
Now,
Get a new piece of equipment, you're trying to make a ball.
And that'll be the last time I use that pattern. It's been a really unlucky pattern.
This pattern here?
Yeah.
Well, is that because of the half gainer off of the motor, or?
Well, that for that one, but the one over there I sanded through the shoulder too, so I'm not doing this pattern anymore.
Oh, this one here.
Hasn't been very lucky.
Well, it's kind of like that tattoo. We keep coming back to that, don't we? Oh, could you hold up that other piece too, please? Yeah.
But this is kind of where I'm headed next. I'm going to start doing
Like a pinup style.
Yeah, this is the lady that came in today knew that was Marilyn Monroe just because of the pattern.
Okay.
I'm talking to some other people to figure out how to make her look more like Marilyn.
Right. Well, now, and of course, the material that you have on the scales here is looks like a burl.
Yeah, this is a stabilized myrtlewood burl.
Okay.
I picked up a big burl on 101, just north of the California border in Oregon.
Probably a good place for it.
Yeah, because that's where it goes.
Okay, Rick. Well, now a couple of real final questions for you. What kind of recreational drink do you like?
I don't drink any alcohol anymore.
Oh, that's why I say recreational. It could be anything.
I probably Coke.
Coke?
I had to give up the alcohol. It got the best of me. And
Not always a good match for the motor.
no,
Which brings to mind, what kind of a motor do you have?
it's a O2 Super Glide.
Super Glide? Beautiful. Color?
Black.
Black? Basic black?
Yeah.
There you
The
go.
only color there is.
Outstanding. Okay, Rick. Well, listen, it was a pleasure to meet you and to talk to you about your knives.
Okay, thank you very much.
You have a very good show.